You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We're joined with our regular slot with the local police force, and we're back joined with Acting Sergeant Gary Seamark. Gary, it's good to speak to you again.
Yeah, good to be back. It's been a little while.
Now, I know you wanted to start the interview off this time talking about crime reduction.
Yeah, as I said from the previous interview, we were going through some massive changes which massively changed the way in which we police the island. And I said it would have some big impacts, and one of those impacts is our current to-date crime reduction rate, which currently showing a 19% decrease in crime just on the island alone, which, you know, is down to the change in the way that we're policing on the island.
Yep.
The number of officers that we now have here and the processes that are in place, but also the very good relationship that we seem to be building up with members of the public. If you remember last time I said, please feel free, come into the police station, come and speak to us, pass on whatever information you've got. That has been happening, and as a result it does have a big impact on the amount of crime that we're actually suffering here.
Now, I was wondering if you could give our listeners some advice in regards to security with their houses.
Yeah, we're traditionally coming up to that time of year now, despite what this current weather is doing. It will start to warm up and we start to hit more of the summer months, and general trends will show this is when we see a slight increase in the number of burglary offences that we get reported to people's houses. And most of the time this is because people are leaving their windows, doors unlocked, open, all those kind of reasons. And obviously we would just encourage people, I know it's hot, I know it gets very humid during the middle of the night, but please do lock and secure your windows, and especially with the UPVC doors. Something that's not very common knowledge, but we find that some of the burglars we suffer, people believe that if you lift the door handle up on your door, that locks it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, unless you've got the key to physically lock it. If you just lift it, they can just push it back down and walk straight back into your house. So please do be very vigilant with your windows and doors over the course of the summer.
We are hearing that interview I did with Acting Sergeant Gary Seamark as part of the regular slot I do with the local police force here on the Isle of Sheppey. We are at the moment joined with Acting Sergeant Gary Seamark as part of the regular slot I do here at the Monday Night Community Show with the local police force here on the island. I know you wanted to talk about a new neighbourhood inspector coming.
Yeah, it's just to make people aware that since the previous interview there's now a new inspector for the island, Inspector Stanley. People may have seen it in the paper.
Yeah.
He is an ex-PC sergeant, used to cover this area, so does know it very, very well. Very good, very proactive, very keen for us to get out and about and continue what we're doing with this reduction rate. So just make people aware that there has now been a change in the management for the island, and also just recently been informed from the new promotion process that there will be a new sergeant coming here as well to boost the numbers that we have within the island, to assist with our current work as well. So yeah, just make people aware that there are changes. Most of your neighbourhood PCs are exactly the same as the last time. We're still running at the same numbers with the same PCSOs, but just a slight little change to the new management team that we've got here.
Now, before you go, Gary, I was just wondering if you could refresh our listeners with any useful contact details, websites, Twitter, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, obviously there's the Kent Police website. If you go onto there, you can find who your local neighbourhood officer is, because although we are the one big team, you still do have a designated team to your area and also a community support officer as well. On there you'll find the contact numbers. The main number now for calling anywhere in Kent to speak to the police, whether your issue be something that's happened on the island or elsewhere, is 101. The old station code's now gone, but also you can follow us on Twitter. We've got a site on there now that's actually, previously it was sheppey that was running it.
Right.
It started to prove to be very, very popular, and it's now been changed into Swale, as in Sittingbourne and Faversham have joined in on the same account, but you still find everything to do with sheppey on there, which is updated by our PCs and our PCSOs on a regular basis. Just to remember, feel free, walk in, front counter's there. If you want to come and speak to anybody, even if it's just for advice, just feel free, walk in, there's always someone around to help you. You've got the Gateway services, which is in the site of the old Woolworths in the High Street. They do the clinics down there, which are always advertised on the website. I think generally for us it's a Tuesday morning. Again, just feel free and walk in. So yeah, just make sure people are aware we are there. You know where the station is, feel free to call us, we're here to help.
Gary, thank you very much for coming along and updating our listeners with what you're doing.
That's fine, thank you very much for having me.